Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Brahma Bulletin. I'm the Bullish Brahma, and I'm here to provide you the latest updates, headlines, stories, and previews and reviews on the San Antonio Brahmas. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the very first ever XFL draft for the Brahmas. I'll be going all the picks up to this date and give you my thoughts and opinions on the players and how the team stacks up. The Brahmas will reportedly need to carry a 50-man roster for the 2023 season. However, they will head into training camp with 66 players. So, let's review what happened at the XFL draft. With the Brahmas' very first pick ever in the XFL draft, which was third overall, they selected Jacques Brown, running back from FSU. Second, they selected Calvin Turner, running back from Hawaii. Then Kendrick Rogers, wide receiver from Texas A&M. Then Jalen Tolliver, wide receiver from Arkansas Monticello. Dylan Parham, tight end from North Carolina State. Kalen Ballage, running back from Arizona State. Elise Mack, tight end from Notre Dame. And then Terry Wright, wide receiver from Purdue. TJ Vasher, wide receiver from Texas Tech. Travis Johnson, wide receiver from Montana State. DeAndre Goolsby, tight end, Florida. Luke Barco, defensive back, San Diego State. Kerry Vincent Jr., defensive back, Louisiana State. Bubba Bolden, love that name, Bubba, defensive back, Miami, Florida. Elijah Jones, defensive back, Oregon State. Aubrey Booker Curran, defensive back, Adams State. Terrell Bonds, defensive back from Tennessee State. Coney Durr, defensive back from Minnesota, Ski-U-Mah Roll the Boat, my home state, Minnesota. Ryan Lewis, defensive back, Pittsburgh. Cedric Stone, defensive back from Liberty. Actually went to school at Liberty for a little bit. Tenny Adewasi, I hope I'm pronouncing these names correct, defensive back from Delaware. Jack Corner, defensive back from Iowa. Justin Alexandri, defensive lineman from Incarnate Word, which is right down the street here in San Antonio. So local boy gets to be on the local team. Rico Jeffers, linebacker from Texas Tech. Denzel Chukwukulu, defensive lineman from UTEP. Once again, I am so sorry if I'm mispronouncing these people's names. Next, Yohani Gaiafin, defensive lineman from Wyoming. Owen Carney, linebacker from Illinois. Omari Cobb, linebacker from Marshall. Prince Emili, defensive lineman from Penn. Andres Day Hughes Murray, linebacker, Oregon State. Joel DuBlanco, linebacker, Cincinnati. Drew Beasley, defensive lineman, Michigan State. Mike Tverdoff, defensive lineman, Rutgers. Luke Juriga, offensive lineman, Western Michigan. Darius James, offensive lineman, Auburn. Willie Wright, offensive lineman, Tulsa. Marcus Tatum, offensive lineman, Central Florida. Malcolm Bunchy, offensive lineman, UCLA. Robins Joseph, offensive lineman, Buffalo. Norman Price, offensive lineman, Southern Mississippi. Cole Levio, offensive lineman, Hawaii. Jonathan Irizarry, offensive lineman, Mississippi Valley State. Now, the next two picks they passed, and I was kind of wondering what the deal was that, but it looked like other teams did the same thing late in the draft on day one. They just went and passed their picks. So San Antonio passed on round 10, pick 75, and round 11, pick 86. And then today they wrapped up the draft with the three specialty players. They selected Rex Sunhara, which is a lawn snapper from West Virginia, John Parker Romo, the place kicker, Virginia Tech, and Brad Wing, the punter, Louisiana State. So those are the entire Brahma roster, at least as of now. So undrafted players will remain in the draft pool and can be added to the team roster at a future date. A supplemental draft will be held in early spring, it looks like, or early 2023 for players who are currently under contract with another sports league, such as the NFL, CFL, the USFL, any of those other teams. So, what are my initial thoughts? Well, honestly, I have no clue who any of these kids are, and you know what? That's okay. I don't follow college football at all that closely, but a coworker of mine who does follow college football informed me that a couple of the players that Brahma selected were decent in college. See, that's what's exciting about this newly formed league. It's a chance for these players who either weren't drafted by the NFL or who were drafted but never got a chance to stick around in the league, a chance to continue and play a game that they love. It's also a chance for us fans to get to know these players and have them go from a who's that to a that's my boy. I'm super excited to go along this journey with these players and forge to the future, blazing a path in the new league where there are boundless opportunities for these players to grow, mature, and hopefully progress to the NFL if that's what they want to do. How does the Brahma stack up against the other 7 teams in the XFL? Don't know. How can anyone really make an informed opinion on each team? Sure, there are many players that were drafted that have NFL experience, but does that mean they were better than those players straight out of college? Not really. I think the most important aspect that will determine which team will succeed and which team will flounder is, of course, the quarterbacks. If anyone watched the now defunct Alliance of American Football League, you'll know that that league struggled and had problems with offensive play. Offenses were sluggish and they really didn't click. So for the XFL to really flourish, they need good quarterback play. Also, they need good offensive lineman play. Without a good O-line and without a good quarterback, I think this league will suffer with poor offenses and could potentially lose fan interest. Because let's be honest, fans, we want to see offenses. We really don't want to see a grind out 7-3 football game. We like to see high flying scores and exciting plays, and that means offense. So without a good quarterback and a good offensive line to keep that good quarterback clean, we may have some bad offensive play, and that could hurt the league. So what does that mean for the Brahmas? Well, our 2 quarterbacks are J1 Pass and Anthony Russo. Now, here's a quote from the Brahmas head coach, Hein Wards. Quote, "Each one of our quarterbacks brings a special quality to the table. J1 Pass is a quarterback with freakish athleticism. He's a great student of the game that can pass and run. We're looking forward to getting him the development and reps he needs to take him to that next level. Anthony Russo is a gunslinger with a big-time arm, and he has some impressive mobility. He's a great leader who loves the game. I'm excited to have him on my team and look forward to seeing both Jaylon and Anthony compete and lead our team." End quote. Now, Coach Ward knows a little something about quarterbacks. As everybody already knows, he did play wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers for many years, and he was a recipient of many passes from quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. So I think he knows a little bit about offense. It's also going to be up to offensive coordinator Jamie Elizondo and quarterbacks coach Josh Neiswander to bring out the best in both Jawan and Anthony. Now, Coach Elizondo has 25 years of coaching experience, recently being the head coach, offensive coordinator, and the quarterbacks coach for the Edmonton Elks of the CFL. And Coach Nayswander played quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes. Anyways, he previously was the quarterbacks coach for the Tampa Bay Vipers of the 2019 version of the XFL. Now, these three coaches will be very instrumental in the development of our quarterbacks, and that will be vital to the play of the team and probably the continued interest in the league. Now, being the Bullish Brahma, I choose to believe that our coaches will do just that, and our team and the league will flourish. May we have many years of entertaining football in San Antonio. Let's hope so. Now, if attendance numbers of the San Antonio Commanders of the defunct AAL were any indication, I truly believe that the Brahmas will sell out tickets. There is a real hunger for football here in San Antonio. I believe the fans will be here, and I believe the Brahmas will come through for us and deliver quality football. So in my next video, I'll be doing a more in-depth deep dive into the draft and some of the players, not all of them because it's quite a bit of players, but some of the players that may have a significant impact on the team. And after doing this deep dive, my thoughts and opinions on the players will obviously change. They will go from I have no clue who that is, to someone who I now have a little bit more vested interest in their success. As I mentioned, I don't know anything on anyone on our squad again, but this is my opportunity to change that. And that's part of the excitement. I'm super looking forward to learning more about our team and the players that make up this team. So, until next time, I'm the Brahma Bull, and keep your horns pointed upward, San Antonio. I'll catch you in the next one.